Okay, good morning, everyone. We're ready to get started. If everyone would turn on their devices, unless you are court staff or DA's office, your staff doesn't necessarily have to have the camera on. Okay.
Because I'm not sure who Mr. Mimic is. I don't know if that's your staff or another defense attorney.
I'm not certain either. If you could identify, they're connecting to audio.
Oh, I think that's one of my officers.
Okay.
So, Officer Mimic, yeah, you can stay muted and your video off. Thank you.
Okay. We'd like to be ready to go. Attorney Rogers, are you ready to go? Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West. I'm a magistrate judge in Clayton County. We are now streaming live YouTube. Today is October the 17th, 2022. I am presiding over the Magistrate Court of Clayton County plenary hearing calendar for this morning, sitting by designation of the Superior Court. As I call the calendar, please make your announcement. The first case we have on the calendar is the state of Georgia versus Nadia Banks. We have the state ready?
Yes, ma'am.
And I need to pre-try that case with my client.
Oh, that's Attorney Pleasant, okay. Second case on the calendar, we have state of Georgia versus Bridget Bogan. That's 4 charges.
That's correct, Judge. And Judge, I'll be sending over a form for your signature. I'm going to send it to the public defender's office first. The way the obstruction charge was alleged in the WAA, it's a misdemeanor on his face, and even reading the report. So I don't know if it was a typo or what, but it's listed as a felony, but it should be a misdemeanor. So in that case, I will be sending paperwork for this case to be placed on the state court calendar.
Okay, I noticed that as well.
Right. So it should, like I said, I don't know if that was a typo, but I was still doing the paperwork for it to be a misdemeanor. It's
Okay.
in place on the state court calendar.
You want me to move them, Cheryl?
Yes, I am. I did prepare a form and I'm sending it to the public defender's office now for their signature, and then it'll be sent to Judge West.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Bear, is that something that it will be added to tomorrow's calendar or the
No,
following?
it'll have to be added to next week's.
Okay. Next case on the calendar, position 7, state of Georgia versus Janissa Dominique Dukes, and that's 2 charges.
State's ready.
Okay, and who's representing Dukes?
That's probably gonna be a hearing on.
Okay. Would you like to speak to your client first, Attorney Rogers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a battery and robbery, correct? Is that what you have?
Yes, ma'am.
Next case on the calendar is the state of Georgia versus Devontez Griffin. I have 2 charges, theft by receiving stolen property and false report of a crime. Is the state ready?
Yes.
This is Rhonda Hill from Mr. Griffin. I went to the jail Saturday and they said he bonded out.
Is that something you can verify, Ms. Mary, for Griffin?
Yes, as soon as we finish the calendar, I'll look.
Okay.
I'll just verify it.
Next case on the calendar, state of Georgia versus Gabrielle Hill. 2 charges of burglary and then 1 of criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Is the state ready?
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for the defendant. I need to pre-try that with my client, Judge West.
Okay. Position 13 on the calendar, State of Georgia versus Timothy Jermaine Jefferson. We have 4 charges, including aggravated assault, possession of a firearm weapon crime, death by taking, and firearm discharge.
The state's ready.
Maybe it'll work out a bond on that.
Okay, you want a pre-trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Next case on the calendar, the State of Georgia versus Demetrius Chantel Kirkland, 2 charges.
That's gonna be a drug court waiver this morning.
And who's the attorney representing the defendant?
That would be me, Judge West.
Oh, I'm sorry, who's speaking?
I'm sorry, Rhonda Hill, Attorney Hill.
Oh, okay. Next case on the calendar, State of Georgia versus Taiwan Mortez Lowell, LOWE.
That was a bond previously done.
Yeah, another thing I would call it too is that I'm just checking with the jail. It's still not reflected at the jail, so I'm not sure if it's been signed and sent to the jail yet.
Okay, is that something we can verify?
Mr. Lowe is here.
Okay,
No, I think what needs to be confirmed, that was a bond waiver that
it's been signed.
right.
It was sent to Judge George on Friday. I'm sorry, Patrice Davis from the Public Defender's Office. So
Okay,
I'll
when we
just
finish
follow
the
up.
calendar, I'll check. Did everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
And Judge, I have confirmed Devontez Griffin did bond out.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next case on the calendar, the State of Georgia versus Finesse Monroe.
The state's ready. And Judge, my detective has a grand jury this morning. And I actually emailed her to check with, in case the case had to be rescheduled, about the October 31st, and she is good on that date. She's going to let me know when she has finished her cases in grand jury, in case we can still do the hearing, but she is in grand jury this morning.
Yeah, and I represent Mr. Monroe. I sent over an entry Friday, but again, this morning, I understand that we may have to get it continued, and I had asked for the October 31st date because I have a medical leave beginning on the 3rd, so it's problematic.
Okay, well, let me finish the calendar and see how many hearings we have, and then we'll circle back around.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And just to confirm, the charges I have for Mr. Monroe is murder, aggravated assault, armed robbery, possession of a firearm. Is that correct? 4 charges.
That's correct.
Yes.
Next case on the calendar, State of Georgia versus Daniel Blame Monroe, 2 charges.
Judge, the officer is out until October 28th on leave. And so if we can't get it resolved, we are asking that it be rescheduled.
Okay.
And we may be able to resolve that one this morning. I will speak with Mr. Munoz and see exactly how he wants to proceed.
Next case on the calendar, the State of Georgia versus Quita Neal.
State's ready.
Attorney Hill for Ms. Neal. I need to pre-try that with my client.
Okay. I have 3 charges: Ms. Hill's disorderly conduct, criminal damage in the 2nd degree, and simple battery.
Yes.
That's correct.
Next case on the calendar, State of Georgia versus Barry Osborne.
The state's ready.
State ready?
Yes, ma'am.
That's probably going to be a waiver of some sort, but I just need to speak with Mr. Osborne first.
Okay. Next case on the calendar, the state of Georgia versus Danya Denise Sims. State ready?
Yes, the state's ready.
Okay, and who's representing the defendant?
Your Honor, that's a conflict. Chris Stoles is assigned that case.
Okay. Ms. Mary, did we receive a conflict notice for Attorney Tolles?
No, and I wasn't aware he's on there, so that he was representing, so I'll have to send him the link.
Okay. Next case on the calendar, state of Georgia versus Toshiba Taylor, 4 charges.
The state's ready.
And that's gonna be a conflict for office. I'm not sure if it's been appointed yet.
Okay. Do you know if that's been assigned, Ms. Davis?
It has not.
Okay.
We probably have to continue that case.
Okay.
And Ms. Davis, do you think that is 2 weeks enough time? Do you think for an attorney to get assigned to that case?
Yes, 2 weeks is more than enough, yes.
All right, thank you.
So what date are we looking at?
Is
The
that October
31st or the 2nd?
The 31st is fine,
Okay.
that Monday. Mhm.
And just to confirm, DA Freeman, I have 4 charges, which is criminal trespass, terroristic threats, aggravated assault, and battery, correct?
That's correct.
I did notice on the warrant, on the WAA, I believe that the terroristic threat was listed as a misdemeanor. I think that should be a felony. Do you have an opportunity to review that, DA Freeman?
I'm looking at it now, and because I mean, it's gonna stay with us anyway because of the ag assault.
Yeah.
Well, I guess just reading the WEA, and it depends on how the facts come up, but the threat was to burn some items.
Okay.
So it certainly may, it still may be a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Mhm.
Next case on the calendar, state of Georgia versus Derrick thrash. And I know this attorney Thomas Flores representing the defendant, correct?
That's correct, Judge. The state's ready, but we don't have an objection to a continuance. I think Attorney Florio has stated before to call it a calendar. He just got hired on the case.
Good
Okay.
morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. I was requesting a one-time continuance. There's still some additional investigation and research we'd like to do. Because of the nature of the charges, it will certainly be a hearing.
Okay, and you requested until November, is it November 2nd of 2020?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, we can continue until November the 2nd.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
that concludes my business before the court this morning. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, last case on the calendar I have is State of Georgia versus Edward J. White, 1 charge of trafficking. State ready?
Judge, that was a consent burn that was done last week.
Okay, great. Okay, that will conclude the case